So we've been granted exclusive access to travel up to the South Quire and look at the pinnacles that are completed and the pinnacle where King Athelstan will look down. So I'm here on the roof of the South Quire with Richard Bossons, the Chief Master Mason, and we're about to see the pinnacle where the grotesque of King Athelstan will be.
So we'll go past pinnacles S8 and S9 first, which have both recently been completed. And that'll give you an idea of how pinnacle S10, where Athelstan is going, will look when everything has been built up and finished.
It's most definitely changed since I was last up here, Richard, because this was being finalised, wasn't it? Yeah. So people don't believe when I tell them that this is the big issue salesman from...
Yeah, we haven't seen him since his carving was completed, so hopefully he's moved on to bigger and better things.
Well, he's immortalised in stone here, isn't he? So he said this is pinnacle S...
So this one is S9, so... Yeah. Athelstan will be going on this equivalent corner on pinnacle S10, and then on the other three corners we've got three more carvings that will tie in with the theme of Athelstan.
Yeah.
We'll have Ethelfleda, his aunt, the Queen of Mercia, who mentored him, and then we'll have Edmund the Martyr, which ties in with Athelstan, founding the Shrine of St Edmund, and then we've got a Master Mason as well, which links into going back to the charters that Athelstan was responsible for, going back to the beginnings of Freemasonry and that tie-in as well. So we've got a bit of a narrative on the pinnacle.
That's wonderful, yeah. So the narrative on this pinnacle, if memory serves me right, is that we've got King Solomon, Hiram King of Tyre, Hiram of Biff, I believe, and of course the big issue salesman.
Well, the pinnacle S8 is the story of Solomon.
Ah, okay.
We've got the two ladies arguing over the baby and King Solomon on the other back corner. And then a slightly rogue beastie, which doesn't really fit in with the story, but there was enough surviving evidence of that corner that we kind of had to copy what was there with that one.
Yeah.
So with this pinnacle, because we've got such a mishmash of previous restorations and repairs, it's we've been given license to go completely new in terms of the designs, and then the Athelstan Society generously donating the money, that's given us the starting point to actually tell the story on this one.
So how old do you think that these pinnacles are? When were they first erected?
We've got surviving restoration from the 1780s on that back corner, that little stump of a figure there, and the whole of the rest of the pinnacle was a restoration done 1890 to 1905 in a completely different kind of limestone, which when we get the scaffolding up now, we're actually replacing all of this Ketton limestone with magnesium limestone, which is what the building should be made of.
Yeah.
The two stones don't react very well with each other, so while the scaffold's up, on that 75-year scaffold cycle, we take the opportunity to replace the Ketton as well as the decayed magnesium.
So you said it was a 75-year restoration cycle on them, is it?
Yeah, the intention is when a scaffold's up that you don't just replace the obvious things that need doing. You have to think, well, what else might go in the next 75 years before the scaffold's back up again on this part of the building? So,
so modern parlance is a bit like preventative maintenance, checking everything out. Yeah, because the actual South Quire was started, 1361?
Just after the East End was finished, so this is coming across to about 1400 at the point they got to the central tower and finished this area. The pinnacle probably the last things to go up, so around about 1400 that have been done.
And your forebears in the mason's yard would have constantly been repairing them and modernising them, and
we think the original ones probably stayed until that 1780 restoration, but then because we've had such polluted air since the 1800s, that process of decay really accelerated. So hopefully what we're going to be putting back now will have a much longer lifespan because the air is so much cleaner. That sulphur dioxide's gone now.
And the magnesium sandstone gives it a better property against weathering?
It's got its inherent faults with the sulphur dioxide. It was particularly prone to erosion, but as a stone, it's absolutely fantastic stuff to work. You can, as we'll hopefully see later in the workshop with the model and the maquette there, you'll be able to see the level of detail it's possible to get in magnesium limestone that you can't really in any other limestone.
Yeah, I always find it fascinating because obviously it's the third time I've been up here on the South Quire roof, is how much detail goes into places where people can't actually see it.
Yeah.
And now that's obviously a master mason stone cutting idea.
Yeah, I mean, the building does tend to get more decorative the higher you go. Whether that's a reference to getting closer to God, we're not quite sure. But yeah, certainly the bottom 30 feet of the building, which is what's in eyesight, is really quite plain.
Yeah,
It's mostly just walling.
Yeah. Because I notice all of the tracery, of course, on the pinnacles, and they look to have a uniform design. Or has each pinnacle got the same design?
They've all got very slightly different leaves.
Yeah.
So again, that's the genius of the design, really. You can look at a lot of Victorian Gothic work and it's technically brilliant, but because it's done exactly the same, that repetition, it can look a little bit dead compared to the medieval work. So they deliberately introduce these subtle variations in the forms of the carving. So from a distance, it looks of a piece, but those little changes in proportion and design, they're just more pleasing to the eye.
Yeah. So, with your expertise and experience as a mason on the site here in York Minster, can you tell or distinguish individual masons' work from back in the 18th century?
You can with some of the carvings, yeah. I mean, so where it survives in better condition on the inside of the building, you can see those different hands a bit more clearly. And that's what we use for reference as well when we're replacing carvings on the outside of the building that might have completely gone beyond repair. We try and look at the equivalent building phase on the inside of the building where you've got surviving evidence. So we're always trying to work from the surviving fabric as far as possible.
Yeah, assuming there wasn't any plans laid down that have survived into modernity.
Not that far back, no. The most recent drawings and templates we've got go back to Victorian restorations, 1820s, 1840s.
Yeah, but you can see the grotesque are quite worn.
Yeah.
And where would you say that the Athelstan grotesque is going to be there?
Athelstan will be on this corner here.
Yeah.
Facing out towards the south piazza.
Yeah, of course he's facing south, of course, which was his kingdom, and he eventually became the king of Northumbria, and hence we have the first king of all the English in England. And I think it's only fitting that he does look down from York, a city he captured in 927 AD, would you believe, and had to recapture it in 934. And finally he gets to look down on his conquest 1,100 odd years later. Thanks to you, of course. Yeah.
Well, no, thanks to you. I mean, without the funding, we couldn't do the work. I mean, most other buildings, it's this level of time-consuming decorative work that doesn't get replaced because it's the most expensive work to do.
Yeah. But it's amazing, the actual erosion on that grotesque. It's incredible. Did you have any idea what it looked like? It looks like a flying...
Yeah, it would have been some kind of winged beast originally.
Yeah. And do you notice when you're looking at the pinnacles, as we've mentioned on the two pinnacles there, that you've created a theme? Are there any particular themes you've seen on these 18th century ones?
No, whether the winged beasts have got a significance, we don't really know. I think it's just people trying to copy what was left of what was done previously. So quite a lot of the medieval carvings again are winged grotesques.
Yeah.
An amalgamation of several different animals all stuck together.
Yeah, it definitely is. And this hole here, is that just a missing piece of stone?
It was a little bit of archaeology work just to see if the stones actually joined together in the middle or if there was a core of the pinnacle, just to inform the setting out work for doing the replacement. So,
that's right.
So we're trying to do like for like. All the jointing patterns will be done as they were done previously.
Yeah. I've been on the roof of Rosalind Chapel. Of course, you've probably heard of Rosalind Chapel.
Not been. I've been 5 miles of it and not been, to my shame.
It's incredible. So when they did the archaeology on the actual pinnacles, they found out there were actually active beehives. And they'd actually built beehives in the monks or whoever were there at that particular time, and they found obviously the dried up honeycombs and everything, and they couldn't believe it. So they saw all these little holes in it, and they thought it was restoration work that was needed. And then when they deconstructed the pinnacle, they found all of these honeycombs. Yeah. So you haven't found anything as interesting as that here.
No, we haven't got a practical angle to it.
Yeah.
It's just, as far as we know, it's decorative and obviously helps with the thrust and the load bearing for taking the weight away from the walls.
Well, to be fair, Rosalind Chapel's slightly lower down than that, so they could easily have got to it with a couple of ladders, I believe.